From the Pope's conversation with the major superiors, we shall glean some areas that may be of importance to the consecrated life in Nigeria in his call to wake up the world. We take up number 1, going to the peripheries and the margins of society. By virtue of their consecration, the religious are set apart for the prophetic mission of preaching and suffering like Christ in favor of the poor and marginalized as witnesses to a new civilization, and in fact, wake up the world. Benedict XVI portrays this fact when he states that, I quote, "The church grows through witness, not by proselytism. The witness that can really attract are common: generosity, detachment, sacrifice, self-forgetfulness in order to care for others." This is the witness of martyrdom of the religious life. It sounds an alarm for people, but religions say to people with their life what is happening. This statement re-echoes the profound words of Paul VI in Evangelii Nuntiandi. I quote, "Modern man listens more willingly to witnesses than to teachers." If he does listen to teachers, it is because they are witnesses. In our Nigeria context, our consecration by the Spirit for a prophetic mission to the poor, to the peripheries and the margins of the society may be gotten choked by cares and riches and values and pleasures of life. Hence, the eyes for juicy and viable apostles. Thus, we are found in some cases unfruitful and our prophetic character, as it were, desecrated. There is the need to pray for a new outpouring of the Spirit, a reconsecration and a rekindling of the gifts we received when hands were laid upon us, so that it may be clearly seen that the love of Christ impels us. He died for all, that those who live might live, not for themselves, but for him, and for their sake he died and was raised. To wake up the world, we must individually and collectively search and grasp every opportunity to express our solidarity with the poor and the needy, to share with them our money, our food and clothing in renewed way, and in fact set the pace for the rest of the world, the rest of humanity at large. But the New Testament exemplified in the Gospel, according to Luke chapter 14, verse 12, talks about not inviting only friends to our parties and celebrations, but the poor as well. And 2 Corinthians 8:14 demands a radically new attitude towards money and possession, which will turn upside down the values of this world. Pope Francis, quoting Padre Rupert, says that some real contact with the poor is necessary. This is really a very important point for me, he said. They need to become acquainted with reality by experience, to spend time walking on the periphery in order really to become acquainted with reality and life experience of people. If this does not happen, we then run the risk of being abstract ideologists or fundamentalists, which is not healthy. Apostolate to the young people. As a church, aware of the signs of the times, apostolate to the youth is an area that should not be neglected. Pope, in his discussion with major superiors, harped on the apostolate to young people in his words. I quote, "Those who work with youth cannot be content with simply saying things that are too tidy and structured, as in a track. Things go in one ear and go from the other from young people. We need a new language of saying things." It then means that consecrated people should not be shy of going into the uncertain, murky waters of the world of the young people. In Nigeria, for instance, the uncertain waters come in different forms: kidnapping, courtism, addiction, human trafficking, sexual exploitation and rape. The social media and the internet inclusive. Consecrated persons should not be afraid to meet these young people on their own turf. We cannot wake them up if we shy away from these realities. The web and social networks have created a new way to communicate the bond. They are a public square where the young spend much of their time and meet one another easily. Our traditional ways of carrying out youth ministry seem to be out of tune with the times. They seem to fail to meet the concerns, needs, problems, and issues of the present-day youths. We need to develop new styles, strategies that engage young people in learning and have deep encounter with the living God.